Hello, and welcome to my channel, where I mostly share my love of fragrance and enjoying my collection. In this video, I'm going to review two new fragrances that were recently added to Victoria's Secret's Natural Beauty line. Thank you so much for stopping by, and let's get started. So Victoria's Secret recently released two new scents in their Natural Beauty line, which is a line of spa-like body care where each scent serves a purpose, such as to relax or invigorate you. The new fragrances are Jasmine and Elderberry and Water Lily and Sea Salt. But before I review those, I wanted to give you a quick overview of the other scents in the Natural Beauty collection. I did previously do an in-depth video of the entire line, and I'll link that in the description box if you want to check that out. And after I review the new scents, I'll go ahead and let you know my thoughts on how they compare to the existing scents and which are my favorites. So from the existing line, the first one is Coconut Milk and Rose, and this one represents calm. And this is a sweet floral with a lot of rose and just a little bit of coconut milk. It's a little bit creamy, but it's mostly a floral, and the rose is very prominent. And then there's Pomegranate and Lotus, and this represents balance. And this scent is very bright and also really sweet and sort of smells like candied pomegranate with a nice subtle floral note mixed in. Then there's Lavender and Vanilla, and this represents relaxation. And this is mostly a floral with some nice vanilla sweetness, and the lavender is really soft. I don't actually like lavender, but I find that this one is not too strong for me. And then there's Cucumber and Green Tea, which is supposed to be refreshing. And this is a very fresh, watery cucumber scent with a very subtle tea note. And it's really clean and light. And I don't really tend to like watery or tea fragrances, but I don't think that this one is off-putting. And next up is Almond Blossom and Oat Milk, and this is associated with comfort. And this is the sweetest scent of the line. It's also the most gourmand. It's a really strong, nutty almond scent with a really nice, warm, creamy floral mixed in. And the last existing scent is Mandarin Honeysuckle, which unfortunately I think may be getting discontinued. It's currently available in the sale section, so I'm not sure that this is going to be part of the Natural Beauty line moving forward. But this is supposed to energize you, and it's a very sweet orange scent with kind of a honeyed cream note. And it really just smells like a creamsicle with a touch of honey. And it's really beautiful, so it's kind of unfortunate that they're going to discontinue it most likely. So moving on to the new scents, the first one I have here is Jasmine and Elderberry, and this is associated with bliss. And the description says, bliss out with the scent of jasmine and elderberry, botanical inspiration, simple pleasures. And this scent starts off very fruity. It's got a dark, kind of juicy berry quality to it, and it also has a little sharpness to the berry. And I also think that it has a nice kind of sweet and syrupy feeling as well. And the soft jasmine brings in a pretty floral note, but it's not overly strong. I think the floral balances really nicely with the fruit to make it just a very evenly kind of fruity floral scent. And I think overall, Jasmine and Elderberry is really pretty. I think that the fruitiness is really nice, and the floral note is also not too strong. So I think overall, it's a really nice scent. I'm not sure I would associate it exactly with bliss, but I do think it's, it's nice, it's pleasant. So, if you enjoy it, then I guess you could say that it's blissful. And the other new scent is Water Lily and Sea Salt, and this is associated with being renewing. And the description says, renew with the scent of water lily and sea salt, fresh beginnings, botanical inspiration. And, I think that this smells very floral initially, and I'm also really getting a lot of the salt note, which I find is actually too strong for me. But luckily, the saltiness starts to subside a bit to become more of a kind of clean ocean air type of scent. But the floral does remain very present. So I think if you like, those clean scents that are very, kind of oceany, you might enjoy this one. It's not beachy like coconut or anything like that. It's more just kind of, fresh, salty air with some floral mixed in. I do think that it's nice. It's probably not one of my favorites in the line just because I don't tend to like salty fragrances or, that kind of oceany air type of fragrance. Sometimes I like it, but I would like it to be a little bit sweeter. This one is a little bit more kind of straight floral with that, fresh air note. I do think it's nice, just probably not one I'll reach for a ton. So when I look at the line as a whole, I would say that these four fragrances here are my least favorite scents. So there's cucumber and green tea, just because I don't tend to like, watery scents or tea notes. I do think that it's a nice scent, just probably not one that I'll reach for a lot. Then there's lavender and vanilla. And as I mentioned, lavender is not a note that I tend to like. I do think that this one isn't too strong on the lavender though. So it is a nice scent. And I do think that the vanilla is pretty. So I think it's, kind of just, middle of the pack for me. And then there's the new water lily and sea salt, which I just mentioned, I'm just not a huge fan of kind of, that oceany salt note. But I do think the scent overall is pleasant and not abrasive. And then there's coconut milk and rose. And while I do like both of those notes, the rose is a little bit strong, I feel like. So it's not one of my favorite scents in the line, but I do think that the fragrance is nice. And that leaves these other four scents as my more favorite scents. And, I think that the new Jasmine and Elderberry is a really pretty, fruity floral. I really actually like the elderberry note in it. It's very sweet and I like how it's mixing with the floral. So I'm really glad that they added that one to the line. And then there's Almond Blossom and Oat Milk, which is just, that really nice, sweet, gourmand scent with that nutty note. I think that one's really good. And then there's Pomegranate and Lotus, which is a really nice fruity scent. I definitely, find myself reaching for that one. And then unfortunately, there's Mandarin Honeysuckle, which has actually always been my favorite scent in the line. And unfortunately, that seems to be being discontinued. But I do think that, there are some other good fruity scents in the line, like Pomegranate and Lotus, and now Jasmine and Elderberry, to make up a little bit for the loss of Mandarin and Honeysuckle. So that's it for my review of the two new scents in the Victoria's Secret Natural Beauty collection. I really do enjoy Jasmine and Elderberry and think that's a great addition to the line. And Water Lily and Sea Salt is, I think it's an okay scent, but probably not one I'll reach for a lot. I really appreciate the viewer who requested the review on Jasmine and Elderberry. It was very timely. I had these on the way. So let me know if there's other things you would like me to review. And let me know which are your favorites in the Natural Beauty collection. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you'll subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.